Welcome everybody to the WNBA Bank Shot presented by the Fantasy Boutique. Tailor your game like a winner. Go over to the DFSboutique.com. You can sign up for our memberships, just $5 a month. Get you into the Slack community, which is really popping off. It's getting crazy in there. Guys chatting it up. It's really lively. We're loving it over there. Loving what's getting built. Plus, on top of that, you get great information to build great lineups. I personally had a good night last night. Finished third out of about 8,000 in the $3 DK WNBA. Also, shout out to my man Jay, who almost took down a qualifier. Finished second, just 1 point out. Way to go, Jay! You're gonna take that thing down before the season's over. But that being said, if you want some help, definitely go over there, check it out. We'd love to see you over there. So we're going to start this out like we always do. These things are building blocks, these videos. The rest of it goes in, you get behind the paywall, but it's a great community. So let's start you off with some great building blocks. And that for tonight's 2 games slate is going to start with guard Skylar Diggins. Amazing matchup. She has a great skill set, able to shoot, pass, get dirty, get some rebounds in there. So she can kind of do it all. So her key stats, 17.5 points per game, 3.89 rebounds per game, 5.78 assists per game, and 1.33 steals per game. She'll load the stat sheet on you and definitely give you a viable option, especially at her price. You're going to need the big number out of her, and she's definitely more than capable to do that. And then moving over, we're going to get to Sykes from Atlanta. She is the backup point guard, but she gets good minutes. 9.13 points per game, 3.33 rebounds per game, and 1.13 assists per game. She has an increased minutes load since the beginning of the year, so some of those numbers are kind of skewed. She is 5,700 on FanDuel and 5,300 on DK. I do consider her a better play on DK. Obviously, anytime you see the DK price less than the FanDuel price, you're getting some kind of discount there, which is a great thing. So definitely look at her as a maybe a utility over on DK for sure tonight. Moving on, we're going to go to Diana Taurasi, who is 18 points per game, 2.2 rebounds per game, 2.64 assists per game. She's 5,800 on FanDuel while being 8,500 on DK, which if you recall the last slide, Sykes was 57 on DK, so she's just $100 cheaper. But on DK, she is a whole like 3,200 cheaper than Taurasi. So this is where you got to know what format to use them in, where to get the best out of them. I kind of like Taurasi more on the FanDuel side with her depressed price than on the DK side tonight. But definitely a good matchup. I think she has more than enough opportunity to go out there and put in a stellar game. So be on the lookout for her for your rosters. And then moving on, we have guard Sugar Rogers, who is 5,500 on FanDuel and 7,600 on DK. 12.79 points per game, 4.14 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, and 1.14 steals per game. She hits multiple categories with her stats. She is also, I guess, basically considered a backup, but she's on the floor. She's one of the top 3 guards on that team. The only problem with New York is they do have some talent in the guard spot, so you just kind of never know. One of them will have a 30-point game tonight. Will it be Sugar Rogers? I think she's got a good chance. I think she's got a better chance than the other 2 consistently to put it up, but you just never know. That's part of the WNBA. You got more similarly sized players, so they can spread it out a little bit more and do a little bit more. So height not as much of it as an advantage. That's why obviously these games are typically broken into guard forward, and you don't really see a lot of center spots. So speaking of forwards, let's move over to Brittany Griner, who is 9,100 on FanDuel, 12,400 on DK. You got an amazing skill set in Brittany Griner, 21.87 points per game, 8.13 rebounds per game, 2.13 assists per game, and 2.53 blocks per game. In her previous 2 matchups with New York, she has done pretty well. She had like a 38 and like a 43 FanDuel performance. She does rely on blocks, and that's kind of where New York is pretty good at, down low in the post with Tina Charles. And so you're not going to get maybe the as dominant performance from Griner, but you just kind of never know. She might take the game over. She does have probably one of the higher probabilities of taking a game over on this slate. So definitely look at her. Then we have forward Williams from Atlanta, 6,000 on FanDuel, 8,300 on DK. She has 9.87 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, 1.47 assists per game, and 1.53 blocks. I like her in her price and her matchup tonight. I think she can definitely get down there at home and take over some rebounding. That being said, she does have there is an injury on that team. Forward Little is out, so there's a couple other plays that could come into being a little cheaper if you need them. So keep an eye on Atlanta's back court or front court. Front court. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's way early and I haven't had coffee yet. Atlanta's front court to make sure, if somebody's out, take advantage of that, just like you do in the NBA. Injuries equal opportunity. So moving on, we're going to have forward Glory Johnson. She's 6,400 on FanDuel, 9,500 on DK. 14.17 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 1.56 assists, and 1.33 steals. Glory Johnson's picked it up lately, had some good games. I expect if Dallas pushes the pace, which they can, then you'll get a good game out of Glory Johnson. I've noticed that it seems like, and I'll have to go check the numbers and make sure there's an actual correlation there, but I've noticed that when Diggins Smith has a pretty good game, Glory Johnson has a pretty good game. So there's some kind of correlation there between the two and that team running, that when those two kind of take over, they play well, and also those two play well together. So they're not a bad stack, in my opinion. I like to put them in the same lineups often because I like where it feels like Diggins finds Glory Johnson on a lot of passes. So anyway, that being said, we're going to move on to our last forward, and that's Kia Vaughn. And she's 5,200 on FanDuel and 5,000, yes, 5,000 on DK. So cheaper on DK again. Like her on DK. I also like her on FanDuel at that price still too. Her key stats aren't going to blow you out of the water. 7.22 points per game, 5.78 rebounds per game. She's seeing an increase in minutes over the last 4 or 5 games, and she has done nothing but produce in those 5 games. So definitely like that. Your run-of-the-mill WNBA fan who's just looking at averages is not going to be able to pick that out because her average is still kind of low and doesn't show the minutes bump that she has received over the last couple games. So definitely look for Kia Vaughn. She can be the difference maker in a GPP tonight. And that being said, that's everything, man. That's the 8 plays that I really like. And again, if you want more, go over to dfsboutique.com, sign up for our membership, check out our website, and we're gonna love to have you in our community. You're gonna love being there, and we're gonna be able to get you on the right track to cashing frequently, and that's in multiple sports. That's WNBA, that's NASCAR, that's baseball, that's gonna be football, it's gonna be NBA when it comes back around. You name it, we're here for you. So dfsboutique.com, tailor your game like a winner. Good luck tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow.